Wait, who am I reviewing right now?
That's what I was about to get to. We are reviewing Njordgandr, who has 1.1k hours in the game, so about 1,000 hours. I typically expect people to know most of their fundamentals, whether that be just, short chases, macro pressure, that sort of thing. But in terms of night stuff, I'm going to leave that mostly to you, Pixie, with your 3.3k hours. And
I think 2,000 of them alone are dedicated to night, but
that is a tremendous amount. Absolutely tremendous amount.
I love the night.
You are on Batum, which, at least you're on Batum 1 or 2, which are the worst ones, but that's not saying much considering that Batum in general is probably one of the worst killer realms in the game, if not just outright. So yeah, let's take a look at the add-ons and the perks. Okay. Oh, interesting choice. How do you feel about double Karn effects, just in general?
I'm already okay. So I think of all of the double blink guards, Carnifex is definitely the best. I don't know why you're doing company banner in Carnifex though.
Yeah, because company banner is the one that you send people through things, it blocks, right?
Yeah, and it blocks, and it also blocks the exit gate when you're in a hunt.
So the add-ons individually, fine, but like the combo is.
Yeah, I will say the combo's a little silly.
What are we thinking about the build specifically?
The build, lethal, obviously lethal, nowhere to hide is great. Something with night that I don't normally do a lot though is kick gens. I use the guards to do that for me because they were distinguished gentlemen, they can do that for me. I'm interested on the Thanatophobia more than anything.
And not on anyone is typically not a good choice. You can at least make an argument that like at least Plague and Legion, you can get extra.
Plague and Legion for sure.
But even then, most Plague and Legion mains will tell you can get more bang for your buck with like a Pop or Painrez or Grim in that slot. So yeah, no map of the realm. The thing that should be base kit that's just not.
That's the other thing. No map of the realm. See, like again, like the cult like Aughts build with the battle axe is contract, not Eerie. I was coping a lot today and practicing with contract. I was like, what? I'm gonna prove that contract is actually like kind of mid and blah blah blah. But that's a whole other thing. Yeah, the fact that there's no map of the realm and there's Eerie banner and the axe already kind of just like flickering my eyeballs like like that. But
yeah. In terms of other add-on choices, map of the realm should be there. Call to Arms, right? Call to Arms is great.
Call to Arms is good. Horse meat. I'm a horse meat coper. I will defend horse meat to my last dying breath. I love double hits with my assassin. But I don't normally recommend horse meat for beginners. I always do Call to Arms for beginners. But
I will also say that in terms of the build, there's a lot of anti-healing, but no way to slow down the healing. Which means that your ability to, capitalize on this is very low. But yeah, let's go ahead and roll the bad boy. We should get an early good start with lethal. The vault back is interesting. It's the general idea, but not the precise information that you can give. So you have Carnifex, so ideally, yes, you can interrupt me. Throw down Carnifex, break through it, and while he's breaking it, go through him. That's like the whole point of like bringing double Carnifex is like you're a pallet shredder.
yeah, I honestly forgot that he had battle axe head. I'm not gonna lie. So using Carnifex there would actually be perfect. It's because if he throws the other pallet back there, then that means there's
Thank you for the
no
follow, Vito. I appreciate
pallets
it.
on the
Thank you.
outside anymore. Actually, wait, this is 3, right? Yeah, there's no
There's 3, yeah.
pallets on the outside anymore of main.
Yeah, so I definitely would have like that's like what Carnifex does well. That's like his thing. Is like me break while you go through. It's kind of like almost like a little diet tier 2 nemesis where you can break and keep moving. It's like that movement while breaking something is really good on any character that has it. So that's That's not that big. That's not a big boy's job. Make sure you're doing that. This pallet's so weak, I wouldn't do this, right?
Yeah, no. Like if you are near a pallet, like if you're in an area where you can play with a pallet, don't blindly just send your guard out like that, especially if it's Carnifex. Especially if it's Carnifex, because you could just use the Carnifex to break the pallet and just keep going forward.
Yeah,
like,
that
play the pallet with the Carnifex, so you can break through and just keep going forward.
That pallet is one of the weakest pallets in the game. It is extremely short on both sides. You could just do a little like hide red stain mind game and hit them. You don't need to do guard shenanigans. And you know what's funny? And I definitely want your take on this. Is this not like the most common Knight mistake you see? Is like, I can use my guards at every loop and I will continually use my guards at every single loop, regardless of how weak it is.
Yep. Like something that I see that most Knight players do, like beginner ones or whatever, they just plop the guard at every loop, which honestly, like, to be fair, is a good strat, but it's like what you have to think about is like what guard you have and what you can use in that situation. Like if it's like a really weird like 50-50 palette, sure, pop a guard, but if it's like Carnifex, you're better off trying to like just like break it and then keep going forward.
Exactly.
It paid off there, I guess, but no, you don't have
a
little bit.
Yeah, you could have got that hit either way just by doing a mind game that didn't require Carnifex.
There you go.
Woo! That's the problem with Bantam 3 is like back here is an entire loopable area too. Thankfully it's just like against the wall back here, so you can't chain it with anything else.
I just forgot about the back here.
That's the only reason that like Bantam 3 through 5 are better, is because they have little like pallet loop areas like that, but they're like in corners or up against a wall, so you can't chain them very well. What was the intent? I don't know the intention behind that guard. I guess it was to kind of like help with proxy camping this area, but you also are standing in the same area. But even then, I don't think I would. Like, I would just go after that person. I wouldn't like try to proxy with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you know there's someone there, it's like the shorter path you make, the less value you're gonna get from it. So if you can hear where the Sable is, try to path correctly to where she is. Not like predict, but you can hear things in your path. And like that's why I like Call to Arms so much. It's because you can like maneuver a little bit better. It's like, oh, they actually went to the left instead of the right, and then you just going to the right. But
going noom.
Noom, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Put that in a guide. Go noom.
I'm the worst at explaining things. I'm so sorry. I'm also nervous a little bit.
You've been doing fantastic so far.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I almost called him Durkosis because my brain just goes to call them their canon names. I like the small path right there with Assassin. I don't know what you did.
Yeah. So in replacement, yeah, place the guard at her. Try to chase her down with the guard. Try to potentially create maybe a 2-tap situation, but like kind of just like playing like basketball and doing like the little wave your hands, you can't come over here thing. Right. That's a big risk.
Another thing too. You knew that you met, like, I can tell you, like, you looked at Assassin, like, oh, come on. She was right there. Gosh darn it. Don't keep him standing there. That's just wasting time. Just smack him away.
Yeah.
It's a short path. Just smack him away.
Most people don't know you can cancel it, too. That's the sad part. Yeah, and that extra haste. Cats is right. Like, the extra haste that you would have got from a longer path, too, would help in that chase quicker.
That's another thing. Because, like, that also gets people off guard. Because they greed pallets. They're like, oh, he's not going to be fast enough to catch up. It's because they don't know I have haste. I'm like, oh, surprise, bitch, I have haste. Wow. And then I get them because they greed pallets. But I use the haste for that too.
As you should.
Thank you. Oh, little assassin.
Yeah, now you're at 1 hook at 3 gens, which is not ideal. Yeah, and he's gonna walk behind the fence. Yeah, that's really rough.
That too. It's like my #1 thing for if you mess up a guard, and you messed up, you need to smack jailer as fast as possible because you're not gonna have a guard for 26 seconds.
Yeah, which is a long time. You're not gonna
have a power for 26 seconds.
And match time is gen time.
Yes. You walked away from jailer. That made me sad.
Now he's still over there.
I was gonna say there was like a little hope that he could have gotten away, and it could have worked out after all, but.
I will say so far you haven't kicked a gen once, and you have nowhere to hide. So. Interesting. It does end up working out.
I do that too. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, this Dwight is asleep at the wheel, unfortunately. For him. Great for us, and bad for him.
Do you mind pausing really quick? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay, person who it's Njordgandr, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you see them healing? Because back there was a little aura where they were healing by the hook. Yeah. So, did you notice that?
This is one of those ghost videos, like, did you see it? Let's replay the footage.
Didn't see him? Okay, so, I saw that. I was like, oh, it's because, if I saw that and I downed the Dwight, first thing I would do is send the guard back to the hook. Either to 1, interrupt the heal, or 2, oh, tunnel vision, I'm so sorry. No. Interrupt the heal, or just keep someone busy because you have Carnifex, so someone's going to be busy for 24 seconds unless they get the flag.
Yeah, and it's also important because, like, the only thing that applies to that whole, like, you know, anti-hook thing is, like, while they're on the hook. So if they unhook while the guard's, you know, on them, then they go away. But once the hook's done, like, it's all fair game. You can just send the boy after. So there was
yeah, sorry, that's something that I noticed. I was like,
People do the same thing. There's a very similar thing on Xenomorph where you get the extra call out speed that's super slow. But, like, if you just wait for them to unhook, you can just do it anyway. But just not suffer it. I thought it was a gen. It just 2 survivors in the code. It's really a gen.
You're fine. You're fine. There's just something else if you're playing Knight and you notice that they healed under the hook, which is funny because, like, you should not heal under the hook against a Knight.
Yeah, Artist, Knight. There's plenty of characters where it's like, maybe not. You know, it's funny. I'm playing so much Survivor when this character was recently out, and I'd just be like, you know, minding my own business, and then I would just hear the little, like, zoom in of the guard just. Yo, Bunny, thank you so much for raid. Homie, it's been so long. This is Zmpixie, not Pixie Mouse.
Comp bush. Sorry.
Good night, Ghost. Appreciate you. Thank you for hanging. Harassing people with guards. Woo! Nice lump out, girlfriend. Hey, you did his job.
Give me your assassin. My assassin never does his job.
I've also noticed that, like, that curse is also spread to me. Like, whenever I send the homie to go do something, it just he never gets there in time. I'm like, are you supposed to be the fast one here?
It's even worse when the other person has hope, and I'm like, damn it.
Why that? Yeah, why did you do that?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Were you trying to like make sure nobody taps the gen? Is that why you did that? Go back. You kick the gen and then you put the guard just in the middle of the courtyard while you go to chase this injured person inside the school. Okay, so it was like a misfire him too. Are you aware that you can smack the guards to get rid of them? Or is that not something that you knew you could do until we talked about it?
Try asking again.
Damn, you got squamosed. Got taxed. Because that's what you would ideally do in that situation, is you would you just get rid of it if you misplaced it. Oh, you forgot about it. Okay. As long as you know. As long as you know. That's really important.
That's okay. But like doing that is going to cost you.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Does it hurt you to see him just hanging out?
he's so giddy. Look at him. And there he goes.
Oh, that was you, huh? Okay. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And it was just you messing around. Gosh. How do you feel about chasing with him?
I don't mind it. Like, I actually, like, I know how to... It's easier to... Not easier to sandwich, but it's like... I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
Chasing with Carnifex, good or bad?
Chasing with Carnifex. It's good. It's riskier if you do it from far away.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's a 50-50 if someone knows how to get the flag. Because I've met people who do not know how to get the flag, and I'm like, what? That's like his power. That's what do you think a little toot of the horn does? But honestly, like I play him like a sniper. I play Sniper Knight, but honestly, chasing with all the guards is not bad.
Yeah.
But it's risk. It depends on the risk from far away.
I think it's funny because like I feel like Knight has so many players that just like kind of casually plays Knight, and it's almost like that meme. It's like Knight player here, and then they just give really bad advice. And one of the ones that I've heard a lot.
The guards can detect you from different floors with and without line of sight. Oh my god. I was crying for that. I saw that tweet. I was like, oh my god.
One of the bad advices I always get is just like never chase with X person besides the assassin, and I'm always almost certain that's not true, but it's
Who
like
said that?
Well, like I said, it's not like you who like streams the character all the time, goes on win streaks, knows the character inside out. It's always like, yeah, I casually play Knight, never ever do ABC. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh no. I would have doubled back there. She still has really good chase time, and she's on one side of Shack. If you come through the window here and she goes in this door, like you sandwich her here. I don't think she ends up doing that, but
if you're playing Shack, I love playing Shack with guards, by the way. It's so fun. Don't follow the guard. Sandwich them. Go where the survivor is going to go, not where the guard is going.
Yeah, you want to pincer them, especially when they're healthy like this. You don't want to like have it just me and my bud looping with friends. You should pincer them.
I understand not looping alone, but you know.
It looked like he was like snuffing a totem over there, like when he was dying.
No, he just stopped being in anger because he didn't get anyone.
Would have been better to get the gen there than going after the person, or
I didn't see how many people were over there. It depends on the people. If it's more than one person, kick it.
yeah, because
If
it's
just one person.
it was Jake and Dwight.
Jake and Dwight. Okay, yeah, it would have been better to kick it so then you can have assassin.
Yep. Well, they're running double axe, so they're gonna end up back into Carnifex again.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the second one. You were right. Because he used the first one at Shack, and this is the second one.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Fuck him up.
I kind of just wait so patiently for his turn. Wow, that's funny.
I was gonna say, in that situation, I would use assassin to kick it.
Yeah, because one thing that a lot of people also don't recommend is not kicking with the other ones, but kicking with the other ones means the gen's locked up for a lot longer as well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back. What is the speed boost for max path? The haste percentile?
5%, not 10%. Okay.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna say 10's really, really good if that was the case.
I was gonna say, if it was 10, I would abuse that so much.
We got 2 people dead. Oh, 1 dead, so that's pretty good. Where are you sending that guy? Are you sending guards to defend the gens? I know you said that wasn't what was happening earlier, but like, do you just like kick a gen and then like put a guard down to like prevent people from tapping it, or what's the rationale behind it? Because that, like, I feel like in general, like, not that you are doing poorly with that, but possibly, this is you. What do you mean possibly?
I am so sorry.
What do you know?
My sister came into my room.
You're good. I've interrupted you plenty of times because of raids, so it is okay. I don't remember. I was like, you were just like, possibly. I'm like, what do you mean it's you? Shouldn't you tell me? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, we'll get that at the end, but I think there's a good takeaway here with like the guards. This is twice in one day that people have broken the forbidden door. Do you all hate me?
That door's forbidden?
It is the forbidden door. Do you not know about the forbidden door? So,
how much would you hate me if I didn't know?
Okay, so this door, outside of like killer powers that, you know, circumvent giant loops in general, becomes an infinite if you break this. Especially if that pallet is in that hallway. Because they can just go from here to like the little white awning loop all the way back around over and over until you bloodlust up. And that's it. You just gotta pray you were playing a character that like artists that can, you know, bird them and hit them through a wall. Maybe try to force them Knight can maybe try to force them away with placing a guard in the middle of the loop. But yeah, that door you never break for any reason. Because that loop they take around is super duper strong. So don't do that.
Well, now I know.
Yeah, Theresa, that's the one time you do break it. It's like if this boil over they offering to the basement to Shack. That's like the only reason you ever break this door. The one. You have one. We're just tearing down the house now. Oh, you got stuck there. That's sad. he's just running. Like, he's not even paying attention. You're like, I'm gonna put the guard here and make a super long path, and Dwight's just minding his own business. Yeah, never ever open that door. There should never ever be a statement where you're like, Hucky can't handle this loop. That should show you the immense power. They're actively on that gen, but it don't matter at this point. Good night, Dino. Appreciate you.
Oh, good night, Dino. Call him Dino for so long. Oh my gosh.
I also noticed you don't really use Carnifex to kick gens. It also makes me sad.
Yeah. He's big boy. That's why I don't like using Nowhere to Hide as much unless I'm doing a funny bug with him. Not a bug, but like using his funny spirit coating. Hooray! Run.
Alright, so in terms of your main takeaways for this match, I think the first one, and interject whenever you please. First one is you kind of like undervalue the guards in terms of what they could potentially do. Like Artifact's main thing is like, I kick stuff really quickly and I chase really long. So like, but you don't really throw him out at like most loops, and even when you do, you don't like try to pincer with him or anything. You throw out the jailer, but like if you're not getting value out of him, you still leave him up and let him sit there for an incredibly long period of time. Same thing with assassin. So it's like, I don't think you know yet, and hopefully you know now, kind of like that utter utilization of these guards kind of extends your chase time quite a lot and weakens your pressure a fair bit, especially the canceling the guard thing. Like, it's good to have your power back as soon as possible with any killer, right? Not just Knight, with anybody. So just kind of like, if you're leaving your guards out without getting value, that is just kind of like blocking your own power. Like think about this from like the perspective of like twins, right? Like you latch onto somebody who's Victor and they're running around with Victor and you get that recall button. Would you ever like wait to hit that recall button? Would you ever be like, okay, I'm just not going to get Victor back? No, you would get Victor back so you can, you know, throw the little man big world, get that chase down really quickly. So don't do it with Knight either. In terms of your second takeaway, you should definitely, I kind of briefly mentioned it there, but you really should be sandwiching with this killer. Like, you really shouldn't be chasing with your guards, because that is something I consistently noticed you did the entire match, is you didn't really try to like cut anybody off for any reason. You kind of just like ran with your boys, which is very, very heartwarming and very, very sweet. But like, it would be better if like you sent them one way and you sent yourself the other. That way the survivor has nothing to do. That's like why people hate this character, is because like when you put somebody in that situation, there's zero counterplay. Like, they just have to eat that. So you don't create those situations. Yeah, eat the sandwich, exactly. See, but you don't really set up a lot of those situations, which is like one of this character's biggest strengths. So you left a lot of pressure on the table. Is there any other Knight specific stuff that would be like noteworthy enough for like a whole takeaway that I'm missing?
Hit your guards if you mess up your pathing.
Yeah,
That's another main thing. Please hit your guards if you mess up your pathing.
Actually, advocating for bullying your employees.
Yeah, you're bullying them, but it's just like it's like coping. Like, I messed up my pathing. I mean, you messed up my pathing. You did this, and then you smack them away. You're taking out your anger on your poor job on them.
Like a real boss.
Yeah, exactly. God, I'm a tyrant. I'm trying to think. So I will say I am very proud of you for not sending your guard blindly first thing. To be fair, you did have lethal, but like the one thing I see people do is just send a guard for no reason. You had a reason to send your guard. Like to go check on something or to do something. Most people just send it's like, oh, like I'm going to do this little tiny nowhere area that's nowhere near Jen or anything, just in a straight line. And I'm like, No. Why are you doing this? My boy. He's
It's
on a
just in
pointless
case.
trail.
What if somebody was there just in case?
No. Send the guard if you need to check a generator or if you know / really think you saw someone over there. And if you mess up, just hit them. Smack them away. Again, that's kind of like the main thing too. Like again, we've said this like 40 times, but I know you forgot. But remember, you like turn those gears, turn those night gears, hit your guards if you fuck up. And it happens. It happens all the time. I always mess up my pathing.
So
Sometimes.
the last takeaway that I will say is like you probably need to retool this build into something that synergizes better with the base kit. We talked about better add-ons, but what would be some better perks?
I want to say Deadman's, but there is a bug with him right now with that, but I still use it anyways. But no, Deadman's is really, really good on night because you just send the guard over there and they're like, oh no, it's a guard, and they let go of the gen. Trying to think of other perks that synergize with them. So I will say Rapid Brutality, not Rapid Brutality, well yes, Rapid Brutality, and Save the Best. Save the Best is still really good on night even after the nerf because guard hits don't count for losing stacks. I did test. So it's still great on him.
And
Like,
you can hit straight into the drop like really quickly too. Like a good one too.
Mm-hmm. It's a good recovery perk on him, but it is, as well as a lot of other killers, but it's butchered on so many killers. Rest in peace, Deathslinger.
That's fuzz of a bug though, at least. Yeah, outside of just general slowdown, like make sure that you pick a build that actually synergizes with your killer, especially stuff like Thana with no healing, nurses with no healing, nowhere to hide when you could be kicking a lot with your guards.
I will say too. Let's take that Thanatophobia and like put it in a different corner of your brain, and let's not think about Thanatophobia unless you're using Plague or Legion, even though it's obvious for other mains. For I don't know where I was going with this. Don't use Thanatophobia. It's not really that great.
This is your public service announcement. Thanatophobia was overrated when it was used, and it got nerfed, and people still use it. It's still overrated.
And I still hate it as a survivor. Like I see it, I'm like, oh. If you want a better like heal slowdown for night, Sloppy isn't that bad.
We were talking about that earlier. It's like Sloppy got nerfed, so like it's not worth running. It's like if you're trying to go for like an anti-heal build or split pressure, it still has its place.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more regarded to that. Gift of Pain is, you said perks I like to use even though they're bugged. Gift of Pain is only doing half percentile right now, and I'm like, I just think it's neat.
I forgot. I used Gift of Pain on my Trickster too. Oh my god.
Yep, it's doing half of what it should.
Oh goody! I love behavior bugs.
It's bugged? Yeah. So like one of the buffs they made to that perk in the 6.10 was doubling its numbers. Because it was an underpicked perk. For some reason, in the All Things Wicked chapter, it reverted back to the previous numbers, and it's not listed that way. Like the text didn't change.
So donkey.
And it's also bugged in a different way that is getting fixed next patch, which is, I don't know. It's a big mess. That perk's just all kinds of messed up right now. So good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is the bug with Deadman's exactly?
Oh boy. Okay. It's weird for me to explain, but I'll try my best. So this is only with night. Surprise, surprise. With every new growing hour, a new night bug arises. Yippee. I love the night. So whenever you kick a gen while Deadman's is activated, it doesn't count as a regression order because you can't regress a gen while it's blocked. Because you force the block with the guard when you kick it. So the AI is like, oh, I never completed this task while Deadman's is activated. So while Deadman's is still activated and you use the same guard that you kicked the gen with, it'll teleport all the way back to the gen.
It's very funny.
No matter how long ago it was, it's going to do that. As long as it's only when Deadman's is activated though, and I went livid and like I could only see red because I was so upset because I completely forgot about it. And I was just like, oh my god, the bug, the bug, the bug, the bug, and I was going insane.
That's so funny.
I was malding. I was malding. But no, yeah, if you do want to use Deadlands and you're using Night, do not use the guards to kick the gen. It is better off you just send them there and you just shoo them away kindly. That's what I've been doing, but I'm going to do that until they fix Night, which ha 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 ha. I can only hope, but
I feel you. Flame turrets have been bugged since the PTB in August, so yeah. I feel that.
There's so many bugs. There's so many new bugs. I keep finding new ones every single day, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then behavior of the patch notes like, don't worry guys, we fixed it so they won't get stuck on the stairs anymore. It's like, what about the making out with wall bug? What about standing on a hitbox bug?
The world may never know.
I'll never know.
But thank you so much for taking part in helping.
Sorry for being silly at the end there. Just bleh.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I apologize too much for my own good.
I feel that.
And thank you for letting me review. I'm glad I could help out and point out some stuff that you probably wouldn't have thought of, which I think we both mutually agreed on some things, which is good. That means you're learning.
Yep, sure does.
I'm pointing at my monitor on your face because I have two monitors. Pointing at you. Good job.
Ow, I'm sensitive.
I didn't poke. I pointed like this guy learning.
Maybe it's force
Good.
sensitive. I don't know. Yeah, I very much appreciate it. So thank you so much.
And again, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just here.
You all should, if you are interested in dramatically amazing night gameplay, you should turn into this person's stream, or else you're a big fat loser and you stink and you smell. And should I go through the whole spiel again? I hope you step on a Lego. I hope that you owe on your taxes this year. I hope you go to walk but your shoes are tied together so you trip. I hope bad things for you. So do follow them, especially since they took the time impromptu to help us with such amazing advice. But
again, I appreciate
right?
that you let me even come in here and talk. I was like gripping my chair like, oh god, I have to turn on my brain for Night, which is actually just all the time. So yeah. Thank you for letting me come in and review Night stuff. I love doing that. I love the Night. That's the moral.
Of course. And if you ever need Xeno things, just let me know.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Well, bye. Goodbye, friend.
Bye.
I cut them off. Oops. Oh, but yeah. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was great. Hopefully you learned a lot from the mouth of a very, very excellent Night player. Probably the best one that I know. The best one that I know, maybe just objectively the best one. So yeah. Well, that was helpful, friend.